Good morning, everyone. I'm going to be putting 3 more birds up on the auction site. This is out of the protege pair. This pigeon will come with a pedigree. I don't really keep pedigrees, but I happen to have them on the parents of this pigeon. Let me show it to you again. You try to buy a youngster off of Kenny Roads, it's going to cost you a few dollars. So I'm going to put this pigeon up on the auction site. But I'm out here today with my needle, my alcohol. I'm going to vaccinate this bird. Speaking of vaccinating birds, let me concentrate. Speaking of vaccinating pigeons, I want to talk about pox again. We have so many new subscribers on the channel. Sometimes you miss it. So while we're doing this, I'll show you the bird. This is a grizzle. I'll explain more about this bird in a minute. I want to talk about that pox again. And the reason I want to talk about pox is because there's so many new subscribers, as I mentioned. But why is it important to pox your birds? Young birds in the middle of the race season or in the summer, some of them will contract pox, usually on the transporter. Now you're going to get that pigeon home with no problem because the incubation period for pox is 14 days. On the 13th or 14th day, the fever is going to break out, and that bird will be sick. But if you should happen to bathe your birds while that bird has pox, and they peck and they fight in the water, he's going to transmit that virus to other pigeons. And every time there's a little cut from a pigeon that has pox, it's going to transmit to that pigeon. So you're going to have a very, very slow process of your pigeons going through pox. And that's not good when you're racing, because you really can't see that the pigeon is sick when you pick them up to ship them. You're going to send the pigeon out 200 miles. He feels like he's got the flu. You know how kids get chicken pox. They get sick, real sick. So my advice to you is kind of do what my brother did. He locked the birds down, cut their flights, did it all. That's when he poxed the birds. By the time them feathers grew in, 3 or 4 weeks later, where the birds could fly around a little bit, they were starting to get over the pox. 6 weeks, when they had a full wing again, they could fly real good, and they were immune to the pox. So if you're a new flyer looking at this video, interested in buying pigeons, because I'll put them up for sale, and you might be here looking at that, but pay attention to the pox. You're going to buy a pigeon, this pigeon or that protege bird. Might spend a few dollars for it. Make sure it's healthy when you're racing it. You don't want to throw your money away. So learn about the pox. Again, I'm going to tell you, when you vaccinate a bird, 14 days later is when it's really sick. So if you vaccinate your birds and a week later they're looking good, you say, oh, I could train them. Yeah, you can train them, yeah. But you try it on the second week and you got them out 100 miles or 80 miles, that pigeon's going to be real sick, and you could lose them. Okay, getting back to these pigeons. This grizzle is out of a daughter to the grizzle cock that I caught. Now, I mentioned in another video, 5 and 10 loft did very good with children from that grizzle. He's probably breeding out of them now. The father is a brother to the 500-mile winner. So you got two pretty good lines. We know that 5 and 10 clocked the grizzles real well, and they flew around the loft real well. So he's going to be a decent pigeon. Okay. I got one more. If I can get my hands on him. Okay. This one is a nestmate to the grizzle. So you got the same bloodline as the previous pigeon, the grizzle. As I said, the father is a brother to the 500-mile winner. These are good pigeons. These are decent pigeons. If you bid on them and you get them, take care of them. Any pigeon you buy out of here is going to be a decent pigeon. All my pigeons flew 500 miles. Okay. Dip the needle in the alcohol. I'll show you the bird again. Don't move your foot, you get hurt. These parents really raised this bird very, very nicely, as you can see. Both of them come up very, very well. The protege bird, too. So, again, you get a pedigree on the protege bird. If you win the auction, I will throw a copy of my booklet in there. Become a pigeon whisperer, racing pigeon whisperer. So you might want to check them out. I'm going to put them up. I'm going to take a chance that they're going to eat and drink. They're all doing well in there. Okay, as always, give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs down. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.